Hello, my dear students. Chapter number 1 in chemistry, matter in our surrounding. This is the first chapter in the chemistry, 9th class. So, this is our logo, our school emblem. So, welcome to everyone. Sri Basava Public School Ilkal online class. Sharanu Sharanarthigadu. So, class is 9th standard. So, my dear students, today I will give here the introduction about the matter in our surroundings. As we look at our surroundings, we see a large variety of things with different shapes, sizes and textures. Everything in this universe is made up of material which scientists have named that matter. So, what is the matter? For example, air we breathe, air is a matter. The food we eat, food is the matter. Stones, clouds, stars, plants and animals which we are seeing in our surrounding, those all things are nothing but matter. So, which one scientists have named? Even a small drop of water or a particles of sand, everything is matter. So that the things mentioned above occupy space and has mass. In other words, they have both mass and volume. So this is introduction about the matter in our surroundings. So let us we start the detailed aspects which we are discussing in this chapter one by one. Now you see we are discuss the point is matter. So what is the matter? You already studied in the 8th standard. So matter is anything which occupies the space and has mass. I will give very good example related to this matter. In our classroom, we are using many things for the class. For example, here duster is there, chalk piece is there, blackboard are there, and you are sitting on the bench. So which we are seeing in the classroom, those all things are nothing but matter. Why we can call it this matter? So matter is anything or anything which occupies the space. It occupies the space and has mass. Mass is nothing but weight or density by volume. M is equal to d by v. In another word, we can say that which are the things, which are the substance we can see, those are called matter. For example, chalk piece is there. So can you say here chalk piece is the matter? Yes, chalk piece is the matter. Why you called this chalk piece is a matter? Because it has mass and occupied the space. Very good. So matter is anything which occupies the space and has mass. Now you are writing pen. So the pen is a matter? Yes or no? Yes. Why? It is also which occupies the space and has mass. So these are nothing but matter. So once again I will say here the definition of matter. So is matter is anything which occupies the space and has mass. Otherwise you can say anything which occupies the space and has mass is called matter. Is it clear, my dear students? Are you following? Okay, fine. So next point we will discuss here classification of matter. Classification of matter. Here we are going to classification of matter. Before you should be learn these points. Early Indian philosopher classified in the form of 5 basic elements as air, earth, fire, sky, and water called Panchatattva. So Indian philosopher said that all the matters which are we are seeing in the early time, so these are made from Panchatattva. Which are the Panchatattva are there here? Air, earth, fire, sky and water are called Panchatattva. The same philosophy is followed by Greek also. The ancient Greek philosopher had arrived at the similar classification of matter. Then afterward, modern day scientists have evolved two types of classification of matter based on their physical properties and chemical nature. So this is the little introduction of classification of matter. Second point here, on the basis of physical state, matter is classified as solid, liquid and gas. Here in this chapter we will learn the three physical state of the matter. Those are classified on the basis of their physical state. Those are called solids, liquids and gases. So clear? Fine. Third point, on the basis of chemical composition, matter is classified as a pure substances and mixtures. Pure substances and mixtures. So these 2 points are very important to classify the matter. So once again I will repeat the definition of matter. So anything which occupies the space and has mass is called matter. So this matter is classified on the basis of physical state, on the basis of chemical composition of matter. So we are followed and classified into two categories. So here first one, pure substances may be elements. The pure substances may be elements or compounds, and mixtures may be homogeneous mixture or heterogeneous mixture. Okay, so is it clear? Understanding? Fine. So pure substances means what here? Elements are there. So in our modern periodic table, total 118 elements are there. These are all matter. But which kind of matter? Pure matter or pure substances. So why elements we are saying pure substances? For example, we are respiring oxygen gas. Oxygen is an element. Why it is called element? Because oxygen element is made up of oxygen atoms only, not hydrogen atoms. So hydrogen is made up of hydrogen atoms only. So how many elements are there in our modern periodic table? Those all elements are made up of their own similar atoms. Okay, so then we can say that pure substances. Clear? Next, compounds are there. Which one? Compounds. The compounds are made up of elements only. For example, water. Water is a compound. Why? Because it is combined by hydrogen and oxygen. Isn't it? Hydrogen is made up of hydrogen atoms. Oxygen is made up of oxygen atoms. These are mingled together or combined together. It form into compound. Okay. But properties will changes. Isn't it? But we can say pure substances. And mixtures may be homogeneous mixtures or heterogeneous mixtures. So homogeneous means what here? Homo means same or similar. Hetero means what here? Different. So in the next class we are discussing all these points one by one. Okay. Next point. Next slide we can visible. So this is, what do you say? Physical properties or physical nature of matter. First point is, matter is made up of particles. Which are the matter we will see in our surrounding? Those all matter is made up of particles. Okay. For example, textbook is there. Textbook is made up of particles. Good. Is it a matter? Yes, it is a matter. Next you are using that compass geometry box. It is a matter. Is it a made up of particles? Yes. So beautiful. Here is there in front of you. I hold this one, chalk piece. So chalk piece is a matter. Okay. Made up of particles. Okay. Chalk piece is made up of particles, or matter is a made up of particles. Particles. Is it clear, this one? Nature. Okay. Second point. The particles of matter are very tiny. Very tiny. Okay. Small. Tiny means very small. We can't see with our naked eyes. The particles of matter are very tiny. The particles have space between them. The particles of matter have space between them. So we can see along with the activities you are understanding very easily. And the third point, the particles of matter are continuously moving. The particles of matter are continuously moving. And last, fifth property or nature, the particles of matter attract each other. These are 5 important physical nature of matter or properties of matter. So once again I will read out, you should be remember. Matter is made up of particles, first one. Second, the particles of matter are very tiny. The particles of matter have space between them. The particles of matter are continuously moving. The particles of matter attract each other. So for all these natures we can discuss one by one. The first nature of matter is made up of particles. So along with activity we will discuss, and I think here you will understand very easily. So take some water in a beaker and note its level of water in the beaker, otherwise you can mark. Dissolve some salt or sugar in it with the help of a glass rod, or you can use that spoon. The salt dissolve in the water, but the level of water does not change. The level of water is as it is. Where you marked after pouring the water level is does not change. This is because the particles of water get into space between the particles of water. The dissolved salt particles, where they went between the particles of water, their space is there. In that space the particles get in. This shows that matter is made up of particles. So we have taken here beaker, spoon, glass rod, sugar or salt, water. So this activity will give a definite properties of property, that is matter is made up of particle. So let us we go through activity.
Welcome to Study Spot. In this video we are going to perform an experiment of standard 9th chapter 1 matter in our surroundings. So activity 1.1, that matter is made up of particles. So friends, first we have taken some salt, which is NaCl, table salt, common salt or sodium chloride, and in the beaker we have taken some water. And friends, in the water beaker I have also marked the level of water, so that after dissolving the salt we can check the level of water. So friends, first we will take some salt and put it in the water. So friends, after this we will dissolve the salt in this water. So friends, we were stirring the water and the salt for a few minutes, and we can see that the salt is not there. So does the salt disappear? No. So friends, the salt has been taken up space in the water. So friends, the total salt has been dissolved into the water and no level has been changed into the water. As you can see, no change of level of water after dissolving the salt. So friends, the level of water does not change because the particles of salt has taken up space in the between the particles of water. So friends, there was some space vacant into the particles of water, so that the particles of salt has occupied the space between the particles of water. So from this we can conclude that the matter is made up of particles.
Just we learnt and came that matter is made up of particles. We have completed activity. So now you see the particles of matter are very tiny. These are very tiny. Why the particles are very tiny here we can see. So activity here, along with the activity you will understood very easily. The particles of matter are very tiny. Why these are very tiny? Okay. Activity. Dissolve 2 or 3 crystals of potassium permanganate in 100 ml of water in a beaker. So take 10 ml of this solution and dissolve in 100 ml of water. Take 10 ml of this solution and dissolve in the 100 ml of water. So repeat this process 5 to 6 times. This shows that a few crystals of potassium permanganate can color a large volume of water because there are millions of tiny particles in each crystal. So we are taken 100 ml of water, and which chemical substance is there here? Crystal, 2 or 3 crystal of potassium permanganate dissolved in the first beaker, 100 ml of water in a first beaker, and take 10 ml of this solution and dissolve in the 100 ml of the second beaker. So you can observe here. So one beaker to another gradually changes the color, but last, even though fifth or fourth beaker is containing little color because there are millions of tiny particles in each crystal. So let us we go through the activity. You will understand very easily. Okay.
Potassium permanganate and 6 glasses filled with water. Add a few crystals of potassium permanganate in the first glass. Stir it well. We can see that potassium permanganate has given color to the water. Now put 40 milliliters of this colored water and put it in the second glass.
Otherwise 10 ml of this solution. Total 6 beaker we have taken. First one is solution potassium permanganate solution. Now pour slowly 10 ml, or he is taken that.
We can see that even the second glass has got colored, though to a lesser extent.
Then you again stir well. Take 40 ml.
Similarly, continue adding equal volume of water from the preceding glass to the next one.
He has taken 40 ml, otherwise you take only 10 ml. See, first beaker to second beaker to third beaker, just you observe color. See, and the last beaker also having little color of the water.
If you see the glasses now, you will see that few potassium permanganate crystals were able to give color to a large amount of water. This is because potassium permanganate breaks down to individual particles when dissolved in water, and the
Okay, my dear students, remaining the nature of matter we will discuss in next class. So thank you, my dear students. Sharanu Sharanarthikulu.